AM 1230 and 93.3 FM, KTRF, online, trfradio.com. Time for our Hometown Heroes show. Mark Allen's Hometown Heroes is brought to you by Phillips Iron and Metal, by Oakley Quilting, Roxbury Truck Repair, and by the Thief River Falls Regional Airport. And joining us today is Dale Svensgaard. Dale, good morning.
Well, good morning.
Good to have you, and thanks for coming in.
Oh, yeah.
Dale says, of course, as a lot of our people do, why'd you pick me? Dale, we picked you. There's reasons. Because you're a caring person. You've done a lot of things, not only through your life, but volunteering as well. And we want to talk a little bit about that. But we're going to start with Dale Svensgaard and a little bit about where were you born? Where did you grow up at?
Right here in Thief River.
Born here in Thief River Falls?
Yeah, in 34.
Okay. And raised in Thief River Falls,
yeah,
too?
right east of town, little town of Mavie.
Okay. And been there pretty much your whole life, or what?
Yeah. Never left.
Never left. Well, if you got something good, why leave, right?
I guess so.
All right. Now, let's talk about you went to school here. You graduated here. Did you go to college? Or no? Okay.
No.
But you got into auctioneering.
That's right.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about when you got into auctioneering and why.
Oh, it all started back, I think, when it was in 4-H years ago. We had what they called basket socials. Mm-hmm. The ladies, the girls would bring us, and we'd have to sell them. And everybody said, "Hey, you do a good job, so you might as well just take off with it." And so I started really auctioneering like in 61.
Okay. 1961. And basically, I mean, with the exception of doing a whole bunch of auctions like you normally did, you still do some auctions. In fact, you do some benefit auctions, don't you?
That's all I do in auctions. It's just the benefit ones. We got a couple here in Thief River, and Goodrich has always been good to me. St. Clair is good. We've had them in Newfoundland and all the small towns right in the area.
Right. How long did you, or when I should say, did you really stop doing the auctioneering as a business, as full time, basically?
Oh, probably in the mid '80s.
Mid '80s. Okay. But you still kept a hand in auctioneering and helping out on these benefits.
Oh yeah. They're kind of fun.
Yeah. And you donate your time too a lot of times, don't you?
Usually I got a barn that I donate.
Mm-hmm. Now, tell us a little bit about this. We want to know about this because somebody said that you build barns and you donate them to benefits. Now, tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, they're 20, 21, 22 inches wide by 24, 26 long. And then I got the one side is kind of open so you can reach in. I got 3 gates in there. And they come with 3 cows, 3 calves, and a bull.
Okay.
And they go from 300 to 400, on an auction.
And these you build at home then?
Yeah.
Have you been in woodworking a lot? I mean, is this something you started later in life or something you've always done?
Oh, I've always monkeyed with a little bit, but not this finest stuff.
Okay. How long does it take to build one?
Oh, I say probably a week if you stayed at it.
Okay. So you've got to put a lot of time and effort into it. Okay. And at these benefits, they fetch upwards around 300 on average?
Yeah, the ones with the livestock, they bring 3 1/4. And then I make a horse barn, and that's a lot of more detail, so they go to 4.
Okay. Dale Svensgaard is our guest today. I want to find out some of the things that he's auctioned off over the years and maybe some that are a little bit different auction items. We're going to do that in just a moment, but I want to let you know that, of course, Roxbury Truck Repair is your truck shop, truck and trailer and maintenance and repair. It's Roxbury Truck Repair of Thief River Falls. Also, Phillips Iron and Metal. They accept all ferrous and non-ferrous metals, including, but not limited to, stainless steel, copper, brass, aluminum, lead, insulated wire, nickel, high-temp alloys, precious metals, etc. Whether you bring the material to them or they bring us to you, they provide quality service at competitive pricing. Also, the Thief River Falls Regional Airport with hassle-free security and free parking. Be sure to check out the benefits of flying local. Thief River Falls Regional Airport, your front door to the rest of the world. And of course, Oakley Quilting Supply for all of your quilting supply needs. They carry different quilting lines, Henry Glass, quilting treasures, and many more. And they're adding new fabrics all the time, too. So stop in on Main Street in Oakley and see all they have to offer. Oakley Quilting Supply for all of your quilting needs. Dale Svensgaard is our guest on our Hometown Heroes this morning. And Dale, you've auctioned, you auctioned for many, many, many years. And auctions always bring unique items, different items. Talk about some of the things that you've auctioned off before that was either different, weird, or you had never done before, never seen before.
Oh, you go back like in the 60s and we had small farms. Well, it wasn't, that's just the way it was, but the farm sales were a lot smaller. Say like an old couple decided to quit and they'd sell out. Some of their total sales would be $7,000. The total sale. And now they take 10, 15, 20,000 just increments, So how things have changed. We'd have 2 or 3 cows and a couple of brood sows and some chickens, a WC Alice or a John Deere B, and that'll be it. Mm-hmm. And then the ladies' aid would, if the wife belonged to a circle, her circle would usually serve the lunch. And that brought the neighborhood together, I mean, a lot of them come just to see who's there. And
it was very simple times back then, wasn't it? I mean, it was made. It was the neighbors that came over, and it was helped out to get the big sale going and stuff. Yeah,
they'd always come 2 or 3 days ahead and line up everything. And I mean, it sure is too bad Joe was selling, but I mean that's the way it is.
Right. And people loved, and still today, people love to go to the auctions.
Oh yeah.
I mean, whether they buy anything or not, they just love to go to auctions.
Yeah.
And I'm guessing you had those type of people too.
Oh yeah. Yep.
So do you remember some of the higher price items, some of the higher ticket items maybe you sold and went, wow, that went for a lot of money?
Yeah, I can't remember what year it was, but I remember that really got me going was I had a sale for 2 guys up by Wanaska. And back in those days, they had versatiles and new 760 combines, and I was I just couldn't believe it. I mean, like the sale was over 300,000 back in 1970. I mean, it was just a shock that people could get that big, but.
And it kept getting bigger and bigger.
And that's probably why some are going out.
Yeah, no, that's true. What was the toughest part of auctioneering? Because I know, like, when I go to auctions, they'll pick up a box and they pick up 1 or 2 things out of there, and it's, I suppose, tough to when you auction, to make up something either about that's in that box, find out what's in the box, or. Do you know? I mean, we think auctioneers know everything because you're always able to describe the things that are there.
Well, you always pick out an item or two that kind of draws your attention. Mm-hmm. And what's in the rest of the boxes, you can do what you want with it.
So you would find 1 or 2 to really focus on then.
Yeah, right.
What it did.
Right.
Okay. Did you go to schooling for auctioneering?
Yeah.
Okay. Where'd you go?
Billings, Montana.
Okay. And was that like a 9-month course, a 1-year course?
No, it went solid 2 weeks.
Oh, you went 2 weeks with it? That's all it did? Okay.
Yeah.
And you learn. So how do they teach you to be an auctioneer? To roll your tongue and go la, 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 or what?
There's some speech therapists there, and it's just there's so many different ways. There's no 2 auctioneers alike. I mean, I haven't saw them in my lifetime, and everybody's got just a different lingo, And
right.
And what works best for you.
Right. Yeah. All right. And of course, I'm sure you've had a lot of good people help you out throughout the years too, because the auctioneer sometimes is only as good as his people, right?
That's right. And in Goodrich, I got guys that have been with me for years. Benefits, Gary Kiesel and Gordy Hendrickson, and those guys out there, they're just pitched right in and staying there. You got Heidi, Gary, and Dave, and it takes more than just the auctioneer to get something going.
Yeah, no doubt. Dale Svensgaard, as we wrap things up, I also understand, don't you give rides to residents at, is it Skylight? Or I understand you volunteer giving rides too. Is that true?
Well, I worked many years driving bus for a school bus for 10, 12 years, and then Tri-Valley, that's where you'd take people to Fargo and all over town. And,
okay.
And that's probably where that came in.
Okay. All right. Volunteering. And you're going to be 85 when?
June.
In June. So, well, good on you, Dale. You've provided a lot of good years for folks and helping out. And, of course, we appreciate always the barns that we see on the benefits, too. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, they go good. I mean, I got to say that even. It's fun to watch the little kids. I mean, if they're there, they open the gates and they play with them and put them back in the pen and it's just, and the grandparents, I mean, it depends on who's buying it. A lot of folks buy it for their kids, and a lot of grandparents buy it for their grandkids.
Mm-hmm. And it's whoever has the most gumption and the most money that day when it comes up for auction. So
That's right.
All right, Dale. Thanks for coming on today. I appreciate it.
Okay.
Dale Svensgaard, our guest today on our Hometown Heroes, brought to you by Phillips Iron, Oakley Quilting, Roxbury Truck Repair, and the Thief River Falls Regional Airport.